Alright, welcome to the show. Today I have a conversation with a singer-songwriter and a guitarist by the name of Michael Cali. It was a great time and a great conversation. He's from Chicago, Illinois. Here's Michael Cali.
So my music career or like journey started when I was 2 years old. My mom told me that I knew how to sing before I could even speak English words, which is actually pretty crazy. But yeah, I've always loved to sing. Singing has always been something that I really hold close to my heart. It kind of defines like who I am as a person. And
how interesting! 2 years old.
Yep, 2 years old. Yeah, it's pretty insane. But I believe it because like I sing literally 24/7. And you can ask all my friends, family, like that's just who I am. That's who I want to be and everything like that.
I think it accesses two different parts of the brain, so that's what I'm saying. You had that early instilled in your mind.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's what my mom and dad knew, like, this kid's going to be, like, really, really good at, like, singing. Because, like, singing has always been a really big part of, like, our family. But when I was able to sing at, like, 2 years old, that was kind of a shocker to them. They were like, oh, wow. That's kind of crazy.
Wow. Yeah. And did you pursue music lessons afterwards? What happened after that?
I did singing lessons for like a little bit, but mostly everything. I didn't really like do like any formal training. Everything has just been, just me singing in like the shower or like when I'm doing homework or when I'm at school or like anything like that. Like I just sing and sing and sing and
self-taught.
Like,
there's so many tutorials now. I mean, at the end of the day, you are your own teacher with all these tutorials.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much self-taught. Yeah, the singing is all self-taught, and I owe a lot of my like musical knowledge that really helps me through the instruments that I play. Like I play a total of like 5 instruments throughout my life so far, but my main one is the guitar. I've done piano lessons in the past. I did the band from 4th grade up until my senior year of high school. I played both the trumpet and the trombone, and then I also
very nice
do a little bit of like ukulele, drums, and stuff like that. Not too crazy, but like I can pick it up and I can play a couple things. But guitar, acoustic guitar, and like electric, that's like my main compliment to my singing. So yeah.
And so now you're producing as an artist, you're putting out your work, you're a singer-songwriter, you're writing material. What's that been looking like when you have to implement the social media strategy, distribution? What's that been like? On top of, you're a trained musician. You've been doing it since you were a child. You were singing, and then you're disciplined with the craft of using instruments. Now moving forward, you're ready to go ahead and distribute it. What's that been looking like?
As someone who's from like Chicago, like the suburbs of Chicago, that is, where music is not really big here. I just kind of feel like everything has been kind of on my own, but like my biggest thing is just having fun with it. I use like my outlets of like social media, of course, like YouTube. I've had a YouTube channel where I post like my covers and my original music and everything like that. I've been doing that since freshman year of high school, and that's been a passion that I've kept on for about like 4 years now. I turned my Instagram page into like a whole like my life plus like music too. So like I put like a little blend of the two. Like I use like TikTok sometimes, so like just post like random stuff.
What's happened like TikTok? Are you getting a lot of engagement on there? Is there a lot of people reaching out on there? You hear a lot about that. How's that been looking like?
It's pretty cool. Like I feel like TikTok has been kind of an easier platform per se to like kind of get yourself out there because of like the algorithms. It's a little bit easier to get yourself be noticed, I guess, in a way. But my thing is like I really love YouTube. YouTube's like the one that I mainly focus on because like I've always watched YouTube growing up as a kid. Like so many YouTubers have like inspired me, whether it's music or whether it's comedy or whether it's basketball or anything like that. Like YouTube has always just been so interesting to me. So that's something that I really love to pursue. But I also love the TikTok platform as well. I've been able to connect with some pretty like cool like musicians and everything like that that I've found on Spotify through the platform, and it's pretty awesome. So yeah.
Do you wish to stay in Chicago? Do you want to branch out? What does that look like? Now that if you have social media, it's really easy to reach out to lots of people, right? As long as you put out your work and you're ready to go. But do you want to stay in Chicago? What does that look like?
Yeah, so currently I'm in college in Chicago. I go to DePaul University. I'm taking up an accounting major along with a music production minor. So my I think my goal as of right now, because I'm only a freshman, I'm only 19 years old, and I think a lot about like the 5 year plan, 10 year plan, all that stuff. Just planning the future in general, just as a rough outline.
What does the ideal
Especially
5 year plan look like?
Yeah, so my ideal 5 year plan is like, of course, to finish college, graduate in my accounting degree, just pursue, hopefully, like just get a job and like work from home, like pay off any student loans if I have any. But also branching out my music, like continue to produce on like Spotify and my YouTube, of course, continue that, the TikTok, Instagram, all the big stuff like there, and hopefully like my biggest dream. I actually like took a trip to California earlier, like last week. We went to like the LA area, and I instantly fell in love with like Los Angeles because of like the entertainment scene, and it's somewhere that I definitely want to see myself going to like live at least for like a year. I produce music with one of my best friends. His name is John, and like that's something that we talk about like kind of often. Just like going to California, just experiencing the entertainment that LA has to offer, because LA, there's so much opportunity out there in like LA and California. But yeah,
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, you have it all lined up. You got your accounting major. You got the music you've been doing since you were a kid. So you got the job lined up. Granted, you can work to make a living because musicians need a job. No musician just gets going right away. So you already have
for
it lined
sure.
up to get the work, and then you go ahead and put that out. You are no different from any other musician, really. Now you need a job, and you need to keep the work going, until it picks up. But the good thing is, with
Exactly.
social media, you don't even have to wait till you go to Hollywood. You're out in Chicago. You can become locally popular with your school. Even there's a lot of opportunity there, and Chicago isn't really small either. Chicago is pretty big.
Of course, yeah. I definitely want to see if I can like, because Illinois is actually entering like phase 5, which is like everything's gonna be like pretty much lifted. Of course, like probably still like mask mandate and stuff like that, or maybe things might open up. Who knows? But once I've been doing I did my whole freshman year of college, high school. I did my whole freshman year of college online at home, and I'm actually going to be moving into Chicago for my sophomore year, so probably like late August. And something I'm really interested in, along with, of course, just experiencing the regular like college life and everything like that, but also like performing at like live venues, stuff like that, like performing my original music, just getting myself out there. I think that's going to be a pretty cool opportunity that I can take advantage of. So
Absolutely. Now let's talk about the idea that there's so many artists out there, so much competition. How do you feel like you're going to be able to really reach out to an audience? How do you feel like you're going to be able to put something out there that people are going to say, you know what, this is exciting, this is different, this is something I need to check out? What is it that you want to go ahead and show the audience that they haven't seen yet before?
I think the biggest thing is I just want to be myself. I want to have my own original sound. I want to be who I am. Like of course, like you're always gonna have like the big Justin Bieber's and everything like that. But I actually had this conversation with my one of my best friends last night, and I was opening up to him about like this song that I was producing yesterday, and I got like a little bit frustrated because I was in a little bit of a creative slump. I felt like nothing was working. I was just trying new things. It just didn't sound right to me. But he kind of really inspired me because he said that no matter no matter how big your audience is, whether it be a million people, 50 million people, 2 people, 5 people, 10 people, like as long as you have put it in your mind that you have impacted somebody, like just one person and change their whole day, their whole perspective, just by playing one of your songs or playing one of my songs, like I've already done my job, and it's just gonna continue to ripple on through and through. So
Remaining
I feel like,
authentic from the beginning is very important because it gets
yeah,
very easy to drift away from that. And when you start from a good place, it's easy to go from there versus walking on a banana peel and on an eggshell every moment of your life.
yeah, for sure. That's definitely a really great analogy to think about it in that way too. Like, I feel like for me personally, there really is no rush for me to be in the spotlight, for me to blow up as of right now, because for me, I'm a very like religious person, and for me, like I really trust that um God always hears like my plans, and always hears my dreams, my he knows like my goals, my dreams, and everything. He knows where I want to take my music. I just trust that as long as I just keep being consistent, as long as I keep staying true to myself and not trying to be anybody else, not any other musician, and being true to my own sound, and trust myself, just trust myself and my abilities. um I believe that, one day it's just gonna take off. So
Absolutely. You need to
yeah,
have that belief from the beginning, and it provides a lot more comfort being able to pursue your work because when you're always
of
waiting
course.
for it to happen tomorrow, next week, when you're waiting for it to just happen, it's too much. It doesn't come into fruition that way. You need to have a lot of patience and appreciation for the process, and that's what you
Yeah,
have, and
really.
that's what you have. Because if you don't have that, and you're just like, it needs to blow up, this one needs to be the one, that will always carry on with you. And when you have that appreciation for the process and things of this nature, it's ultimately about the journey. And when you can approach the journey in this way, it's a great journey to take.
Yeah, indeed. Really, there is like, again, like you said, like there's no rush for me personally, because it can be very daunting. It can be very challenging to especially blow up like so fast, like become viral so fast. Like I remember seeing a lot of like interviews of like famous like TikTok stars and stuff, or people that are considered influencers, and they say that they have to really battle with themselves on like um just like take care of their mental health, because for every audience there's always going to be haters. So like sometimes like they hate, although like it should be avoided, because they're just hating for no reason. Sometimes it gets to people, and it's really nice to kind of put that into perspective too in my own life, because I've had friends where like I shared my goals with them, like my really big goals, and they just didn't really want to support me in the end, which is completely okay, right?
Mm.
But it's just those small moments are just, I feel like, are building me up for the future, so that when God willing that like my stuff like blows up and stuff, I'll be ready for it. So it's all about
There's a,
enjoying the process. So yeah,
it's always a lesson to be offered with these things, and when we don't get the response we want from the people we want those responses from, it's like maybe a reminder that you have to believe from within that it's coming from yourself, and only you have to be the one who believes in it and likes it, because people come along for the journey. Anybody who likes it will come along. Anybody who doesn't want to be there, let them do whatever they want. But at the end of the day, it's an exciting place to follow because you know where it's going to go, and that's all you need, and that's all it is.
yeah, for sure. That well said. I can't have said it any better.
That's
So
very awesome. Now, what are you doing these days to stay motivated as a musician? Is it putting in that discipline, putting in the practice? Are you, as an artist, are you doing things like reading? How are you gaining inspiration? Is it the constant practice? Is it real life interactions? What is it? What has it been?
so my inspiration has been my experiences with the people around me. That I'd say that the inspiration behind all my songs have been off my experience with like a lot of people, and the song that I'm actually making right now, it's called Good Friends. Like it's in the process of making it, but the concept is very different from what I've released in the past, and it's just the idea that um, I had this one, like I had my one friend like share this really grand experience with me of like him going on like a first date, and I felt so happy for him as a friend, because he's really been there for me during like my lows and my highs. So it's really nice to really share his highs with him, and I felt so happy after like I called him. I just picked up my guitar. I wrote my emotions down into my notes app on like my computer, my phone, and um, yeah, I always play around with GarageBand because I make covers every week, or at least I try to, and that's what helps me keep myself engaged with the music, with the production, trying to get better. Um, and also paying attention to the small details in my life that can inspire me into writing it into something that means a lot to me, and can mean so much to other people too. So
Very nice,
that's kind
Michael.
of like my main motivating factor to
Very
everything
nice.
right now.
Very well said. Very well said. And I think a lot of the audience can relate to that. That's all you can do. Whatever you know is what you can show and give out. And of course, you can capture moments and ideas and emotions in other ways, but this is the best way to do it. Write things you've encountered. And so you're coming from a good place. That's really exciting. Well, that's really awesome, Michael. That's really exciting. We're very excited to have you on the show, and we're really grateful. Is there anything else you want artists out there to know? Pursuing school and their craft. You're pursuing multiple things, but at the end of the day, you're a dedicated musician. How are you keeping motivated? How do you keep going? You have an appreciation for the process. It sounds like.
Yeah, that's my main focus each and every day. Like, do I fall short sometimes of like that vision of that goal? Of course I do. Like, that's completely normal. Um, Sometimes I deserve it sooner. Sometimes I feel like it just doesn't come fast enough. Like, sometimes I pay attention to the numbers on the screen, like how many subscribers, how many followers, how many monthly listeners. But at the end of the day, like, it doesn't define who you are. And what matters is like, does it mean something to you? Does it mean something, like, does my music mean something to me? Does it really give me happiness? Did I put my 100% into it? That's like the one thing that really kind of overrules everything, overrules all the numbers, and that's what
Absolutely.
motivates me to keep going. So like, if I were to give advice to like any musicians that feel like they can't make it, or like they feel like they don't know where to start, I think mine would be just find outlets that you can share your music to, whether it's like SoundCloud, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Instagram. Like, there are so many opportunities. Like you said, with the social media, there are so many opportunities to share your music, to share your sound, to share what you like.
What about the fear of rejection? How about the fear of rejection? People don't like it. People respond not too well at first. How about that? How do they move forward?
Yeah. So that's definitely a very common thing. I think the best thing that kind of moves you past those obstacles is paying attention to the people that love your music and give you constructive criticism. So for me, when I was going through like that phase where some of my friends like kind of, don't, I didn't expect that reaction from them, where like they weren't really reciprocating. My family was always there for me to like support my music. My cousins, my some of my other friends that I wasn't close with at the time, like, I became closer to them because when I shared my passion of music with them, they ended up doing that. They ended up like reciprocating that as well, and they wanted to support me. So like, just focusing
People
on
will
the
come
people,
out and appreciate it.
yeah, and focusing on those people. But of course, like, don't take the people that don't support you as a negative. Take it as a learning experience. Those people are in your life for a reason. Those people, everybody in your life teaches you something. So, like, don't fully, like, there's no need to look down upon those people that don't support you, because at the end of the day, they should be your strongest motivators. So,
Boom, there you go. Let the competition motivate you. Anybody who doesn't respond, and every lesson is a blessing, right? We're all here to learn things and get better every day. With every day we get a little bit sharper, a little bit better, a little bit smarter, and it gets just a little bit better every day.
100%.
Michael, it's been an absolute pleasure, man. Let's get you on again in the future and follow up.
Yeah, of course. I'll be down. Feel free to let me know.
All right, man. Sounds good to me, Michael. Well, hey, it's been an absolute pleasure, like I said. And what else? How can we find you on social media?
Yeah, so you can find me on my YouTube. It's youtube.com/Michael Cali, MICHAEL, then CALI. That's also my Spotify as well, Michael Cali. You can find the music that I've released. Like I've released an album, a couple singles here and there. And you can find me on my Instagram, which is Michael Cali with 4 eyes at the end. So yeah, those are my.
And man, well, take great pleasure, take great care, and wish you great success, and we'll follow up.
All right, thank you.
All right,
Have a
Michael.
good one. Bye
You
bye.
too.